Alright, hockey fans, so, for those of you who are used to this channel, yes, your eyes do not deceive you. Now, if you're new here, how we do the recaps around here when it's not a Panther game, is I'll have this little pregame now, and then during the intermissions, after the first, second period, I come on and give my not-so-linear, professional, sober thoughts on the game, and then, of course, then we have the post game. Now, for those of you who are used to being here, you guys know Kyle and I, my son and I, are streaming not just the Panther series, but we're streaming Boston and Toronto, and we must pick opposing teams. And so this is how I went. Kyle's got his Leaf hat on, and I'm trying to get him to do his Gullum impression every time Boston scores. Now, in terms of this series, as a Panther fan myself, what I would like to see is 7 games, all games go to 4 overtimes, and whoever comes in and we get to play them battered and beaten and bruised, assuming Panthers beat the Lightning in their series. But I suppose that just like any other series in the first round, especially in the Eastern Conference, this one's going to come down to goaltending. Boston can score and play defense. Toronto can score and kind of can play defense. But however much improved the Leafs defense may or may not be, is only going to be as good as your goaltender. And that's the way it usually is, right? Okay? Just ask Anthony Stolarz, who leads the league in goals against and save percentage. In terms of goalies that have played, I think it's more than 20 games. I think that's the stat. So defense helps your goaltender helps your defense. And let's be honest here, right? We're family. We can speak the truth here. The Leafs goaltending is not exactly as good as Boston's. I think that's a reasonable take. So if Ullmark and or Swayman, if they play one, they play the other, they probably will split off. If they play to their capabilities, Leafs probably going to have a little bit of an issue. Now, if I had to go ahead and place my bets, I'm going to say Bruins in 6. I'm going to say Bruins in 6. I've gone back and forth on that. I think the Leafs have a better team. But I think the goaltending, the difference in the goaltending, especially how it's been going for the Leafs lately, I think that's the way it's going to go. The good news for you Leaf fans is that is 6 and not some Game 7 soul-crushing, heartbreaking. It won't be like that, all right? And in fact, we'll make it so that Game 6 isn't even close, so it's over early for you guys. No disparaging. It doesn't matter to me, right? I either got to play a team we eliminated last year, or we got to play a team we eliminated last year. So both the Bruins or Leafs are going to be gunning for my Panthers. So there's no preference there. Although I suppose, we won the division. I was so used to being in second place, I thought we'd have, but yeah, we won the division. So it's home ice, so it doesn't matter. So what do I want to see? I want to see a nice, good series. All right, lots of overtime, lots of controversial penalties to get all of the true Bruins and Leaf fans all pissed off. That's also good for content. And nobody get hurt. All right, that's how I roll around here. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want to play Boston and have them say, well, Ullmark was hurt. I don't want to play the Leafs and they say, well, Matthews was hurt. I don't want to hear any of that. I want everybody healthy. When we play whoever we're going to play after they win and we win, and I think that made sense. All right, so I'm Bruins, Kyle's Leafs. Let's move on and see how this goes. All right, so 1-0 Boston after 1. Toronto got out of that period. They are lucky to get out of that 1-0. Not just for the play on the ice, but Boston hit, I believe, a post and 2 crossbars, but it was at least 2 posts that they hit. And they've been all over. Toronto, it's early, it's 1 period of play, and this could change. But in that first period, Toronto does not look like a team that learned anything from what happened to them from the Panthers last year. There's all the talk about they're going to be more physical, play tougher. They are hitting, and they are starting stuff after the whistle. That's good. Stuff after the whistle, whatever, Domi. But to play hard, to play physical in the playoffs, it's not just about running around and hitting everybody. It's about being strong on the puck. When you have the puck on your stick, you cannot just let a guy come shoulder you and take the puck away. And that's what happened. That's what led to the one goal for the Bruins. And that's something that Toronto still has not figured out. It's not about running around and hitting everybody. It's not about the scrums after the whistle. It's about possession of the puck and keeping possession of the puck. So far, Boston's dominating that, even though I think it was shots were even, something like that, 8-8. Right now, goaltending's the difference. We want a second period. So it's 4-0 Boston. I told you it should have been 3-4-0. I won one run wrong. As a Panther fan, you might be sitting there wondering, why did Florida not want to play this Leaf team? Why did we play the Lightning? And I can understand that sentiment because I've asked myself that question multiple times, especially during that second period. But what I will say is that, look at it this way, the Panther players are probably sitting at home watching this game going, we better beat Tampa or we're going to look real stupid. So look at it that way. Now, nothing changed in that period with the exception of the puck started going in the net for the Boston Bruins. Toronto's just not figured it out. I am shocked. If I was a Toronto fan, I would be absolutely beyond livid right now. I don't understand how a team can do what they did last year. You finally went around. Yes, the Panthers, we took care of business, okay? But, I mean, to come out against Boston like this here tonight, what were they expecting? What kind of game are they trying to play? It's almost as though what they did was they said, we're going to be two teams. We're going to have our flashy superstars over here, and then we're going to have our tough guys, and they'll make us tough. That's not how it works, Toronto. How it works is what Florida did. And I understand that there's no Matthew Tkachuk that was available to you guys. So you did the best you could. I'm not complaining about you did what you could do. But Tkachuk came in, was the leader. He changed the culture along with Maurice. And then everybody followed. And what's happening on the ice for tonight, for the Leafs, is you got a couple of guys trying to be tough skis, mostly Domi, really. And for the most part, the rest of the team is leaving guys. There's Bruins players wide open in front of the net all night long. DeBrusk almost just had a short-handed, short-side hat trick goal. He just hit the post. He beat Samsonov, and that's the other thing. I mean, they're kind of leaving Samsonov out to dry, but he ain't it. You guys know this, and maybe the team knows it, and maybe that's why the effort level is not what it should be for a game one in a playoff race. This is. I'm a Panther fan, so I'm obviously not a Leaf fan, but I feel for fan bases that have it, that have it tough, because I'm a Dolphin fan also. So if anybody knows about getting their asses handed to them for 50 years, it's a Dolphin fan. So I feel bad for Leaf fans because Florida, Boston, Tampa, the Rangers, the Canes, all big, strong, tough teams in one way or another that will be physical with you and can win playoff games. And then there's the Leafs, and it's just like nothing. They've learned nothing. That's what I'm seeing right now. That said, maybe they'll get 5 in the third and they'll win the game. So Bruins win 5-1. I think I will say the Leafs played a good 7 minutes tonight. They played a good 7 minutes. There was 2 minutes at the end of the first period where they looked halfway decent, and they played a good solid first 5 minutes of the third period here tonight. They got a goal, they hit a couple posts, and then they quit. And that was the end of that. And then the Bruins got the fifth one, was the empty net. Now, you can never say never. It's just one game of the series and all of that. That's fine. I didn't see anything tonight that makes me think this thing is going to go any different than what the Panthers did to the Leafs, which was win the first 3, kind of fall asleep in Game 4, and then win the series in Game 5. Swayman played a hell of a game tonight, and then you're going to get Ullmark. I mean, good luck. Good luck. But past how good Boston looked, they just went out there and they just played a solid, good hockey game. The Leafs made this easy for them. They just were not. They do not. I'm kind of like, I'm confused. Now, if you're a Leaf fan, maybe you're used to this, but how do I put this? That was bad. That was really bad. The effort was bad. The physicality was bad. Yeah, they hit a couple of people, but that's it. They look just lost out there on the ice. No rhythm, no chemistry. I know Nylander was out, but come on, they ain't going to make that kind of a difference here, okay? There's something structurally wrong with the product that the Leafs are putting out on the ice come playoff time. And what I'm watching is, well, I mean, I know how the Leafs did beat the Lightning last year, so I got to give them credit for that. But they just don't look right out there. I'm not going to say they look disinterested, but they do not look at all ready to pay the price to win a series, let alone a game in this series. So I hope that changes, because Kyle and I are streaming all these games, and I was looking forward to a good, nice, tight series, 6 games. Kyle was hoping for 7. I know Leaf fans are probably not hoping for 7, but now if you're a Leaf fan, and you're probably just like, I mean, you're not going to quit. Right now, you're going to quit. You're going to watch that game. I said I quit. You won't. You'll be back for game 2. I understand that. But if this continues this way for Toronto, you guys got to start having some questions about whether or not the core is actually ever going to do anything that they're supposed to be. There's no progress here. There's no progress. This looks exactly like what the Panthers did to Toronto. And that's it. Short and sweet. Boston's got to feel good about themselves. Obviously, they got the goaltending, right? And they just played a good, solid, smart game. I will say one thing for the Leafs. Not that I'm not blaming the refs, don't get me wrong. But 3 of those penalties that they called against Toronto, I kind of felt like there was like, man, they don't usually make those calls in the playoffs. They are penalties. They were infractions. But normally, like I think there was the one slash on the back of the leg after there had been an altercation. There was a couple penalties there that was like after the whistle type of stuff, or as the play was going, kind of off to the side, not involved in the play. A few penalties that I kind of thought, that was weak. That was a little bit skinny of a call. It was a penalty, but usually in the playoffs, they let some of that extracurricular stuff go. But that's TJ Luxmore and crew, so there's also that. All right, that's going to do it for tonight. Bruins get game 1. Colin and I will be live 1/2 hour before the Panther game tomorrow. And then on tomorrow, Sunday, Monday we will be live for the review at noon. And then we're streaming every day. All the Panther games, all the Bruins Leafs games, and we are going to attempt to do some other games. I don't want to say which ones just yet because we got to look at the schedule, but we're going to try to fit in some other games as we can, especially if Bruins Leafs ends in 4, then we'll pick up another series, maybe Capitals and the Rangers, or the Islanders and Canes. That looked like that was a viable game. That one looks like that's going to go 7 games. So we probably pick up that one too. All right, if you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 8,000 subscribers. This is our 8th season, and I still get lots of comments. So, wow, I just found your channel. Thank you, YouTube algorithm. 2,400 videos, and there's hockey people that don't know that this channel exists. That's life. Leaf fans, I hope you win game 2. I want a good series. Come on, participate.